What's going on, everybody? Almost Counts Collectibles here, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at an amazing customized Dragonzord. Now this is an original 90s Dragonzord. Most of the paintwork was not done by me, so I can't take full credit for this. I actually ordered this Dragonzord to be customized by somebody else, and overall I was pretty happy with the product. However, there were some issues with it. The paint that they used on the fin on the top and the face and the jaw and a few other places, it's severely cracked, and there were little chips and shavings of paint all over the Dragonzord when I got it. It almost looked like glitter all over it, so I had to completely clean the Dragonzord. And I was able to save the face. I was able to clean it up and repaint it. But the fin I ended up having to replace. I didn't want to take the time to clean it. And unfortunately, the stickers on the fin were also a total loss because all of that had stuck to the back of them. And I ended up just having to order a new sticker sheet. Now, this is fully custom painted from the ground up pretty much. Even the black, everything has been repainted on this Dragonzord. And BD15 decals were applied to it. So other than having to repaint certain things, replace certain things, just a lot of things that I really didn't want to do, but I ended up doing anyway, it turned out to be an amazing piece. Now, the most exciting thing about this particular Dragonzord are the electronics. I actually put a lot of time and hard work into redoing the electronics. Now, I always thought it would be really cool to hear Tommy summoning the Dragonzord and then some Dragonzord sounds or some theme music or something like that out of the Dragonzord. The original sound, which you will hear here shortly when I do the comparison, just wasn't very cool. Now, it was supposed to simulate him firing his missiles and stuff like that, you know, the little alert that goes off on his chest. But those old 90s speakers and things like that, just, I didn't think, I thought it was kind of a waste. I mean, they took the time to put electronics in it, and all it made was a little beeping sound, which at the time was really cool, but I really wanted to fully customize this Dragonzord. Now, fortunately, I kind of took lemons and turned it into lemonade, because although I was promised the electronics were working, the sound was not working when I got the Dragonzord. It made this very slight humming sound, but the sounds were completely gone. So with that, I decided to completely take apart the chest piece, put in a custom speaker and custom system inside to redo the electronics. And I thought it was really cool. So hopefully you guys feel the same, but I think you're going to notice a pretty big difference in the sounds that Dragonzord now makes. But we'll get to that in just a moment. So right now we're going to go ahead and take a look at this awesome Dragonzord. We're going to take some comparisons of the original Dragonzord and just some 360 views of it. And then we're also going to combine it with our custom Megazord for a few different modes. So let's go ahead and check it out. All right, everybody, it is time for my favorite part about this Dragonzord. Let's go ahead and check out the electronics. Now, is that cool or what? I worked very hard to accomplish that task of completely swapping out the electronics, and I couldn't be happier with it. Hopefully the sound quality was as good through the speaker of the recording device I'm using as it is in person. It is very loud in person, and it's very clear to hear. If you're not exactly sure what the sounds were, that's an actual audio clip taken from an episode of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Where Tommy summons the Dragonzord, and then it plays a little bit of theme music as he's emerging from the water, and then he plays his flute command again to summon Dragonzord to attack the monster, and then a few Dragonzord, roars in there as well. And I just thought it was very cool, and it's on a continual loop. So as long as the switch is on, it will continue to play the audio over and over. Now, I was only able to do one audio recording. It would have been cool to do multiple sounds, and I'm actually thinking of doing a version 2.0 of the Dragonzord chess piece where there are 2, possibly 3, if I can pull it off, different audio clips that you can play on command. Now, I will do a video on that if I accomplish it, a kind of maybe a how-to if I can get it accomplished good enough to actually guide you through it. But at very least, I will just kind of bring you along with the creating of it so you can kind of see what happened. But just for gee whiz, what I did to accomplish this was I had to swap the speaker out, of course, inside the Dragonzord chess. And I actually have it right here. I had to use the speaker out of an old little handheld game system. So I took that apart and used the speaker out of it. I did purchase a few different speakers to try with this, but they were all too big. There's a very limited amount of space inside of Dragonzord's chess piece, but luckily that speaker was the perfect size. And then I just used a recording chip that you can buy to make like voice recording greeting cards and stuff to record your voice, and then it'll play back when they open the card or press the button. So that's the kind of computer chip I used. It was about 10 bucks on Amazon. But once again, in the next video, if I do make the custom chess piece and go a little bit more in depth with it, I will show you everything that I used. But I did have to completely redo the electronics. So that is the Dragonzord, an amazing piece. I absolutely love it. It looks amazing. It sounds amazing. It's just a really, really cool addition to my collection. And after I put in the work to kind of fix what was wrong, repaint it, find some matching paint, and all that good stuff, and just with the stickers and everything on it, I mean, it just looks great. A few other things I want to point out though before we actually start to wrap the video up is this custom 3D printed tail tip to Dragonzord. It has a little bit more mobility than the original tail tip, and it's also slightly longer, and it actually comes to a pretty sharp little point right here. And I thought that was just a really cool addition compared to the original one. I have it right here, which was a little more kid-friendly. I mean, it had the rubberized tip, and it wasn't sharp, of course, so no one would get hurt on it. And it was 2 individual little pieces that would, come apart right here. But this custom tail tip piece, I mean, definitely adds a lot to the Dragonzord, with it being a little bit longer and that sharp point that it comes to, and just the overall look of it, I thought was really cool compared to the original tail tip piece. The other thing that kind of bummed me out about Dragonzord was it did not come with the waist piece right here, the little black bracket that comes off. So I actually had to use one from, one of my other Megazords and stuff. But I mean, I had plenty of them laying around, so not really that big of a deal. So here we have custom Megazord and custom Dragonzord together. These are my completely repainted, customized Megazords. We already did a video on Megazord, but I have made a few changes since that original video. There were a few things about Megazord that I really didn't like, so I ended up changing. One was the actual trunk of Mastodon. It was originally a really dark gray color, and I really wanted it to match the rest of the metal and everything, pretty much like it does in the show. So I custom painted it an aluminum looking color to kind of match the tusks and other metal parts of the Megazord. With Sabretooth Tiger down here, I actually had to take it apart and I had to fix the teeth, the fangs right here of Sabretooth Tiger. They were sticking a lot, they weren't working properly. What happened was when they originally painted it, the person that did most of this custom work, there was too much paint that got on the inside, it dried, and it just wasn't working properly. So I took it apart, cleaned it, got them working properly, and I actually repainted them with the same color as Mastodon Trunk to match the rest of the aluminum looking metal color, because they were the original kind of reflective chrome and I didn't like that. So I painted it so they matched. Another thing that I changed, and somebody else actually mentioned it in one of the comments of that video, I repainted the wheels of Sabretooth Tiger black. Because they were fully painted chrome. So I repainted those black so that they looked better. And other than that, that's pretty much it. Now, I realize that Mastodon's head is supposed to be like a really dark gray. It's not supposed to be full on black like the body. But I just don't like the look of that. I really like the black Mastodon head, especially when it's in Mastodon form. It just looks so much better, and the black just flowing throughout just makes a world of difference. I really didn't like, even in the show, the lightly colored gray head. I didn't understand why Mastodon's head had to be a different color than the rest of its body. I mean, pretty much all of the other Zords, their heads color for the most part match the rest of their body. Besides Pterodactyl, of course, who has like a white head. But I really like the look of this full-on black Mastodon head. And that is our custom Zords. Now, I am going to be doing a video soon. I do have a custom Titanus. Now, Titanus is not customized to the extent of these Zords, as in being fully repainted, because most of the coloring on Titanus is pretty good as far as being true to what Titanus actually looks like. But it was fully cleaned, it was fully re-decaled, and it looks really good. And I am going to repaint all of the gold chrome. There's not a whole lot, mainly just the feet and the chest of Titanus eventually. I might do it before the video, I'm not sure, but that will be it. But we will take a look at all three custom Megazords. We'll take a look at Ultra Zord form and all that in the near future. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Once again, I am super excited about Dragonzord, especially the electronics. And just in case you're wondering, the actual chest piece, nothing had to be mangled or anything. It looks exactly the same on the outside of the compartment and everything of Dragonzord chest piece. And I'll throw up some photos here just so you guys can see that none of it was damaged or mangled or anything to make that happen. I was able to get everything to fit inside of the chest piece to accomplish that sound. And I was able to keep the lights and wire it all together to the same switch so that when it turns on, the lights and the sound will play on a loop until you turn it off. So that has been my custom Dragonzord. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and stay tuned for more content, everybody. So I will see you next video.